Yeah. uh-huh. Yeah. Shit. Grams leaders CC's, pounds. Close cash, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds of leaders of grams, get your dosed up, cut this up, post up, and get dosed up. This for them voted like the moving, make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates for them folk that can't relate. I gotta elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that deaf, dumb and blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in them trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm relentless for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that true serum hooked directly through your veins. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch a close up, close up, close up, a close up, grams of it, tune in, catch a close up, pounds of it. Pounds of it, yeah, grams of it, liters up, pounds, get your dosed up, dosed up, dosed up, dosed up, dosed up, dosed up, dosed up.
Yeah, I like that. That was a strong bomb. You know what I'm saying? It sounded like some glass broke in the background behind it or something. But what's happening? You know what I'm saying? It's Monday night. It's 8 o'clock. I'm Dose, aka Sharpshooter. I got Lab with me. It's just us tonight. We flying solo pretty much, you know what I'm saying? But we gonna get this episode off right. Y'all ain't seen me in about a week, but I'm back. You know, I'm actually gonna explain what I got on in a second. But yeah, you haven't seen me because I got a little bit of business going on.
Okay.
Like, you know, some of the things that I've talked about in previous episodes are starting to manifest themselves, which will kind of be like the topic of this episode today with dreams and how to manifest what you want and make that come to life. Like just living the dream that you project.
Okay.
All right. But on my weekend recap, I pretty much I'm Dose today. Okay. Dose the character. You see what I'm saying? I had a skit to do with the Justin Jackson crew, and that's my crew. It was a wonderful event, wonderful occasion. Everything was professional. You know what I'm saying? I'm even signed to NDA disclosures. You know what I'm saying? So I can't give but so much about it, but I can tell people the name of the skit, which would be When We All Fall Short.
Okay.
I can tell people I had a little small part in it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I like how the script went, and I like how I go, and I like what I did.
Okay.
And I'm actually wearing, you know what I'm saying, what I wore on that set. And the shirt that I have on, you know what I'm saying, is some part of our family lab.
Okay.
This is Alicia Nicole's brand, which would be the vegan leather.
Okay, vegan leather.
And you know, shout out to vegan leather and also shout out to vegan item. Yeah, I wore this, you know what I'm saying, to represent on the set. So in doing so, that's also helping promote a brand, you know what I'm saying, two brands.
Right.
You know, I spread the love, try to do it everywhere I go or every time and every chance I can get, especially if you rocking with me, you know what I'm saying? And we actually doing like legitimate business. So,
Okay.
yeah, when you have to end up looking at W-9s, and it's
different when that business come down, not business, but business.
Business, yeah. And see, like the funny thing is I've been doing episodes and I've been talking, you know what I'm saying? But look, Alicia just kicked in too, so she's gonna have to rewind all that back.
Right.
But yeah, once again, now that the lovely Alicia's online, like I said, I'm wearing the brand, you know, which would be vegan leather.
That's right.
And then we're gonna shout out, like I say, vegan body art. And you know, she pretty much makes these clothes, produces this product right here. You know, that'll come. You know, yeah, she's like a unicorn.
Right.
But yeah, back to what I was saying as far as like acting and getting that paperwork together. It's different because I was doing it before. And when you tell and you ask people, hey, you know, you want to be down, I'm doing this or that, or you give people opportunities to just be like, yeah, whatever, you know, not necessarily taking it seriously. But when you show people that direct deposit form, you know what I'm saying, and them W-9s and them disclosure agreements, and whether you a contracted person or whether you yourself, you see what I'm saying, it get different. Then, you know, it hit different as they say.
It hit different, okay.
then people start looking at you seriously, and they know, okay, well, at least it's about some money because you putting routing numbers on papers. You know what you think it's for.
Right.
All right. So with that being said, now you ain't got to convince nobody. All you got to do is just say, hey, if you got the time, this is what's happening.
Okay.
Also, I've been doing a little bit of during that time that I did a little bit of location scouting.
Okay.
And so
would this be for a new skit?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And for upcoming skits for myself as well, you know. And that is, I might go to a park, see certain things where I can get this in and that, look at how the lighting is. So if you know what you might have to bring. I got my barber will let me use his spot. You know what I'm saying? I got this gas station that I've used.
Okay.
And you can just straight up ask people, and I've actually asked you, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and I respected your answer, you know what I'm saying? Because I haven't even used mine yet.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, but the thing is it's like people are starting to understand now when I hit their line, it's a financial opportunity.
Right.
So, and the ironic part is I started out and I got into all of this because I offered up my house as a location.
Okay.
So
right. I remember you did that. You've been doing that since you've been doing this podcast.
A little, exactly.
As
you're
right.
And
skit locations. Because when you first, like the first episode, you was like, my house over the weekend, use it in the film. So that's not something new that you're doing. You've been doing that.
Now the seeds are starting to produce. You see what I'm saying? And they sprouting out, but see, it's always good that you started from the root. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I've also been observing.
Okay.
Because I'm supposed to be producing not only just acting, but like I was telling you offline, like now I see this is some prestigious work going on. Once again, like I said, I'm saluting Justin Jackson and how he set that thing up, sending out the scripts and everybody knows their parts, sending out an itinerary, sending out the locations, sending out the times, you know what I'm saying, highlighting what you need to be wearing, what you need to do. All of these type of things, you know what I'm saying, I'm peeping so that I know when I start sending mine out, at least match that.
Right.
Mine is going to be different. I'm going to put me in it and be creative in how I want to be.
Right.
But the format and the formula is like a template. You can still follow that. You know what I'm saying? I remember. Now, I'm going to give you a story regardless. I remember one time I was talking to Mace, bro.
Okay.
And he was telling me, this was when Killer was doing like the action album, like one of the first albums he was doing.
Okay.
And so he was like, hey, if you want a successful album that'll probably make you a Grammy. He wrote out about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 different things, but it was like you got to have your climax song, you got to have your song for the women, you know what I'm saying? You got to have your street song, you got to have your club banger, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? He wrote the format out. And so I just looked at it like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Listen, observe, because obviously, you know what I'm saying? He done made hits.
Right.
So
definitely.
With that being said, someone that's doing like Justin Jackson has done skits before me and has, successfully secured some, how can I say, some supporters and some investors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? School is in session.
Okay. Yeah.
That's how you look at that.
Right. I agree. Because once you find somebody who actually is doing it and doing it the right way, you definitely want to take notes. Not take from what he's doing, but just take notes about how he's doing it and how it's being done professionally.
And the thing, but what I love about it is like now the actors we beginning to be like family because we've done this before the money.
Right.
And it's funny because when I first met them, we just had to jump into roles and start being characters. So now when I come back around them, we like, what's up, whatever. And then next thing you know, we getting right back into role, back into action. And so obviously they're going to be like, put your sauce on it, ad-lib to it. You see what I'm saying? You see the script, but don't be robotic and mechanical with it. Like say, get the meat and potatoes, but if you got to say something different with it, you got you comfortable enough to do it. Like you got the green light.
You create your own. You're creating your own actor school because you're doing different skits with different people.
Oh yeah.
So you're learning different ways of how to do it, how to get into a character. Like this director might want this way, and this director might want this way. So you actually going to film school without really paying for it.
Man, all I can say is Truth for Poetic Stages. Shout out to her because this Wednesday is going down, bro. Like. I would say she rehearses a lot. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But everybody, because I got this on this list that we're going to talk about when life be life, and everybody can't necessarily make the rehearsal.
Right.
But you can best believe, you see what I'm saying, out of respect, I'm going through it in my mind. I'm going through it while I'm on the clock at work. I can go through it now. You see what I'm saying? I actually did a little bit earlier, so when the lights and camera on me, bro, I'm not finna get up there and nut up.
Right.
If anything, you might want me to hold back before I steal the show in this bitch. I really could, but I'm like, no, let me just go on script. You see, before they be like, man, hold up. But that's the thing, man. Like, Dose is a character.
Right.
So I'm gonna do this shit like Shooter would do it, but I'm Dose. So I ain't gotta, you know.
So the outcome gonna be a little different.
Yeah. The outcome ain't gonna be criminal. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be professional. It's what you paid me to do. You know what I'm saying? Not bossed up like Chapo and his bitch. Like, well, I'm calling the shots today, so I don't want to say that. I'm saying this, and you really ain't gonna do nothing about it. You know. So now that'll probably be me when I do my thing.
Okay.
You know? And then if they don't like it, I'd be like, scratch it then. Just don't air it. But, you know, I'll put it on this for something else. But no, it's really about being, you know, very open-minded and pretty much like being able to relate too.
How many times do you have to read a script to get the character to be like, you know, okay, I got it now. I need to be this person. I need to be like this, because you don't just start out being the character. You do got to read the script to see how he reacts to or she reacts to certain things.
So what puts me in how I want to do it, how I want to say it, what are the words, depending on. A lot of this really ain't me.
Do the words conduct the way you move?
Exactly. And then, but see, with Justin Jackson, he writes suggestions. Like, I literally have to. It's something telling me what to do. Like, if nervous, everybody looking nervous. So, so I'm like, I might, or you know, or whatever, like right, left, whatever. However, you know, I got to do it. But I also go by what the scene look like, because to me, it's funny because I'm reading scripts and I'm like, y'all really just don't know. I be put in these real life situations.
Right.
And this ain't how it go.
Right.
Or this ain't what I would do at all. You know what I'm saying? So I just have to just be like, okay, you know, let me water it down, tone it down, or let me just do what they need to be done.
Right.
I don't want to be over aggressive when I'm supposed to be paranoid or supposed to be nervous.
Right.
Just because I do what I do in real life, I can't dominate somebody that I'm supposed to be under.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If that's supposed to be Chapo, I can't come in there like and just interrupt what's going on when my rank ain't what it is in the script. So that I like that though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like looking at people do things. It's like I'm being entertained while I'm in this. And you have to be looking at them because there's cameras all in your fucking face. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I can't look at the camera guy, because if I do that, now
you might be lost.
Not lost, but just like you're supposed to be looking at who you're engaging with. If I'm looking at the camera now, it look live. It just don't look right. You're not supposed to be looking like your eyes should never catch the camera guy when you acting and doing a skit, unless I guess they tell you to. You know what I'm saying? Or unless it's supposed to be one of them funny things, like you be like.
Right.
You know, something like that. But other than that, man, you got to be focused and dead on into your role, what you got going on.
Okay.
And the funny thing is, while I was on the set, one of the actors and one of my partners was like, man, I can't wait till, you know, this we do so much of this. And I was like, bruh, you already there. You living it. I was like, man, we were here last year. We here now. So I'm like, you got to look at that. And this is progress, bro. You know what I'm saying? We ain't stopping now.
It is progress. It is progress. Because you were doing it last year. Before that. I know you were doing it last year, but it is progress.
Yep. It's progress.
Every step you make forward with, now you with the director Jackson, then you may be with Tyler Perry next time. You just don't know what's going to happen. Who's going to see what you're doing? Because a lot of people don't realize. People who see your stuff all the time. They may not comment, they may not like, but they see it.
Well, I mean, you know, that's the point. I'm there. I'm not necessarily here for all the likes. The likes just make you basically get monetized. You know what I'm saying? But and it also shows that some people do like you. But it's really what we finna get on now, like a dream, like and purpose. You know what I'm saying? And goal. Like, all right, so I would say this, to be honest with you, the skits and the acting was never a dream of mine. Like, and that's funny because it's still part of my purpose. Because my purpose is like to heal to enlighten some, you know what I'm saying? Give opportunities to people. Just be truthful with this shit, you know. And a little bit of entertainment is what I'm doing because I have to expose myself to people.
Right. So acting and skits wasn't something that you were looking forward to doing. Like that wasn't something you were saying.
No, okay, so
I'm gonna do this.
So shoot with that's what you get. You got to understand. I'm sharpshooter.
Okay.
Through everything, you know what I'm saying. And now I wanted to dominate in just music, bro.
Okay.
Like I wasn't thinking about no acting. I wasn't thinking about because I told you what my name has a meaning behind it. You know what I'm saying? So it was like basically I kind of wanted to be the Nat Turner or Malcolm X of rap. You see what I'm saying? Provide some type of enlightenment or just tell you like why you really be rapping about this. Some people really living this so that they can tell you what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We ducking affidavits and shit, you know, stuff like that while you bragging about bullshit. So anyway, long story short, no, I wasn't thinking about this.
Okay.
Wasn't thinking about no podcast either.
Okay.
Bruh, I was just thinking about hustling, to be honest with you, and making money. What shook up the hustling a little bit and made me kind of like put it on simmer rather than flame broiled was my daughter. But you can never I'm gonna be a hustler till the casket drops. So,
it's just different ways of hustling. It's all a hustle.
Different ways.
9 to 5 is a hustle
too. But see, here's the thing. I had a basically you were saying this like you can't get a certain amount of money like without breaking some rules. I ain't gotta break no morals. Yeah, see, but my eggs might be laws. They not necessarily people. You see what I'm saying? I don't do that kind of stuff.
What we talked about a couple of episodes ago, people who make billions of dollars didn't get there by not having their moral compass tested.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, man, mine's been tested since jit, as they would say. So I'm good now. You know, I lived through the testing. I'm testimony now. You see what I'm saying? Like we just self-defense all day and just make money and help. So all that other stuff, all the instigating and all of those things, no. You might see me, I might put that in skit form so that I can show people, you know what I'm saying, what happens truthfully when these type of things happen, or just not necessarily, you know, like when I get to my more serious skits. Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. On your skits, when you're doing your skits, you can't necessarily, hey Mitch, what's going on? You say that simmer rather than flame broiled. That's that slick talk.
Yeah. He know.
What's going on,
know.
Mitch? You can't necessarily give suggestions, like, cause you said it twice. Like, I may not do it that way. That may not how I really be doing, but I'm gonna go ahead and say if you read the script and you be like, man, that ain't really how it's gonna happen.
So here go the thing.
You might want to do this.
Here go the thing. Like, you got to read the room sometimes.
Okay.
And you got to see where the momentum is going. Like right now, when a brother trying to crank back up and has been pretty much dormant for a few months, you want to get this thing popping the way you knew how to do it from the first time. So you're not really gonna let some new person that can't crank out as much as you and can't, and you know what I'm saying. And I'm at the table, but I'm not eating like that just yet. So the way I look at it is, oh yeah, I'm gonna make some suggestions, but let me prove myself first. I'm gonna put in I'm gonna do it the way you need it done first.
Right.
But with me being how I am, because I stand out, you can best believe that.
Okay, I got
But then, you know, like I get my rank up, bro. Like I'm gonna do me anyway, and the suggestions just gonna come naturally, bro. Like, or sometimes you don't even suggest, you just do it.
I get what you're saying. I'm just wondering because if I read a script and I see something looking corny, like that's not how it's gonna really go in real life. I might suggest something, so I guess I need to sit back and relax and wait a minute and just let them see my work and then suggest something.
So here's the thing. Now, what I'm not finna do is be out here and do something that I don't rock with. You see what I'm saying? If I go, if
that's
it's
what I'm talking about, like
oh man, like it's a lot I'm not finna do, and I would suggest. No, see, I ain't gonna suggest. I'm just like, oh nah, you can have that one. Like I don't really give a fuck, bro. Sometimes like I'll be telling people like you live your dream. Okay, so when we talk about these dreams, I'm doing this because I want to, not because I have to. So if I didn't do this, I'm still gonna have the things that I would be trying to get if I accomplish these dreams. Just maybe not as much of it. So a lot of times when folk be wanting to say, man, I want to do this rapping, and I wish this and that, and I'm trying to do this, and I'm like, okay, so what you gonna do with it? You see what I'm saying? When you get your money, and they be like, oh, I want to get a house, I'm gonna do this and that. I'm like, okay, I got that.
Right.
You want a car? Okay, I got the car. Okay, you want jewelry? You got the jewelry. Like, so what you rapping for?
Right. Right.
I mean, I can get that without rapping.
Sustainable. Now, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you another question. Do you think that living your dream or trying to manifest your dreams, as this conversation is about, manifesting your dreams and living them, do you think that you have to compromise or you have to sacrifice some things for your dreams to come true?
You absolutely do. Because if your dream is your passion, then the passion is already going to be a sacrifice, something involved with it. I also say, man, like I say, you got to have some consistency with it. You're going to need some support. So your ego going to have to know when to be humble. You see, you can't get monumentally where you want to be, those upper thresholds, if you want that generational wealth, without having some type of support team. I'm just sorry, bro. Unless you are, let's say, a phenomenon or something like that, and they're coming to you. Then that might not be your support, but it's still people coming to you, you know what I'm saying, wanting to buy into that or whatever. But other than that, when you're trying to accomplish it on your own, you're going to need the support. You definitely going to have some organization involved with it. So organization can definitely come up under legitimizing yourself, man. Like getting that paperwork together, having a calendar or something. Having someone that can set up appointments for you if you don't do it yourself. Have a way to promote your stuff. Like I'm learning this now, and I know this because people have always been telling me, man, you need to do this, you need to do this. And then I got people, you know, that send me things through my Instagram that'll tell me if you post X amount of times per day, you know, you might hit the algorithm. All these type of things, you know, that I see and I acknowledge. But I don't necessarily follow that. Because when a part of your dream can be this, to let go. Like, you prepare, but you don't worry. You, how can I say, you project what you want to see. You project what you want, but start living it. And then it's going to come true. Like, that's how you manifest it by, if your dream is big, then you achieve sections of it at a time. There is no time limit to success.
Slick says, what you sacrifice depends on what it is and how bad you want it. Mitch says, gotta compromise, sacrifice, and be prepared to be hated on. A lot of people aren't cheering for you. They record. I guess that's REC. I'm gonna say Mitch, but anyway, he says a lot of people not cheering for you. You gotta, you gotta prepare for that.
I mean, yeah, I do know. I know that some people are just steal your sauce, your message, you know, or just one ingredient from it, man. Or they look at you just to compete with you. But that's the thing. Like, I'm so busy doing me that it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, take what you want, bro. I got a brain, man. I reproduce this. I am living art. So I'm a creator. So you can never take everything from me. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, go down this script right here. And everybody can go down the same script that I'm giving them and still come up with something different. Maybe fall short, maybe overshoot it, or achieve it faster than I can. I mean, but it's still like a guidance or a plan. And like, direction is one of them. So what I was telling, when we were offline, I was like if you're in the industry, the environment that can, you know, dictate maybe what your dream may be, definitely always invest in yourself. People who want people to invest in them, that's cool. I'm not gonna stop nobody. What's up, Big Zach? Grind time in this motherfucker. What's happening? But I'm not finna definitely like discourage somebody from seeking someone else to invest. But when you do that, you better be 10 toes down for yourself, financially wise as well, work ethic wise too, because there's a lot of things that you should be doing for yourself that if you put in the hands of other people, either you're gonna have to pay them extra, or you might lose out on something, lose out on the money. Or just think of it like, if you self-made, somebody else may want to employ you or pay you to consult. But if everybody got to help make you. I get what you're saying, but you do need a team to help. Once you get a certain area, once you get to a certain point within your dreams,
You can't do it all. You got to figure out a way to get it done properly and professionally and in a timely manner. Let me ask you a question. When you get what you hit on it for a second, but you kind of skimmed over it. When you trying to manifest your dreams, you trying to live them out within your life. What do you think, in your opinion, is a good time? When do you think is a good time to start? Now, we're not talking about 12, 13-year-old people, even though that could be a possibility if you're doing dance or something like that, which is entertainment. But just in general,
the time is when you've recognized it before, but a lot of other people notice it. That's when you start.
Okay.
Like that's when it's something that might differentiate you or that's being defined for you. Like I knew a long time ago I had a way with words because I like to read a lot. I would be reading at a young age, reading complex, complicated materials in literature. And then I would always excel in the way that I used to like to write. Adults would tell me things, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, like that's very neat handwriting. Right. Like, yeah, I got your ass. Now I'm gonna get an A. Seriously, because now you see I'm trying to take time to do what I do. And then I'm gonna throw a few big words in there and razzle dazzle your ass. And you're gonna be like, wow, like so. And it's like, bro, the power of the tongue, man. Speaking, that's how you speak spells. That's how you speak things into existence, man. But what's even more dope is you think before you speak. And now you got two superpowers going on.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because the thought process sometimes it's always really going to come before you speak. Unless you decide you want that. Like fools start talking before they really start thinking, from what I know of.
Right.
So once you combine them two, that's forced to start making things happen. Now you got to put action behind it. You see what I'm saying? And you have to put that, like I said, the first thing is the vision. Without the vision, you might be scattered with it. That's not to say you can't have power and make things happen. You just probably won't be knowing consciously you're doing it, or you can't trigger it when you want to or when you need to.
Focuses it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like target practice.
Okay.
So, but then you kind of just touched on like the longevity. Sometimes like how long will it take for your dream to manifest itself, or for you to know that is what it is? Or once you do realize that, and once you accomplish the goal, how long will you benefit from that goal? And so like me, my goal would be financial wise, because I can help others like that more. But in the process, I'm not doing anything negative. You see what I'm saying? To get it. So I'm still helping I'm medicating with what I'm saying to people, rather than trying to be negative and things like that. So that's also helping with the manifestation part. You know what I'm saying? Because you block your blessings when you put negative energy out there. It's like a speed bump. I'll skip to, like I say, sometimes it's difficult for you to achieve the dreams in a certain timely manner because life, as they say, be lifing. So, where you might want to put some money into an investment, you might have to pay for expensive car part. Or let's say your water heater go out. You know what I'm saying? Or you got garnishments going on, something like that. Things that you hadn't perceived, or for that can stop it, but it's not going to, how can I say, extinguish it. You see what I'm saying? Because once again, I said you're using your mind, and then you're using your tongue, and then you're using your body. So you always have that, keep recycling that, keep going with it, and keep that dream pumping. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's a dream don't mean you had to be asleep with it. Like a dream is just a vision, like, you know what I'm saying? Or a thought that's reoccurring that it's when you think big, you really saying dream. From time to time, how I look at it,
Okay.
So you don't always have to use the word dream. It could just be goal.
Okay.
But the key is to manifest whatever it is that you're desiring that makes you better. I'm only talking about things that make you better, because you can do certain things, you know what I'm saying? You can use power to the left, you know. But so
you can use power for evil.
Yeah, basically, you know what I'm saying? Or if you got evil dreams, but I don't know who runs around like that. Not in my circle, they don't. But
I'm just messing with you.
Also, it's like make it realistic versus something impossible. Because a lot of times you'll be surprised that once somebody could give you a gem, or who you standing next to, or who you know, or what they can tell you. But if you saying something like, you shooting for the moon, you know, with a slingshot,
Mm-hmm.
you really don't have that much of a chance. So have something realistic so that maybe somebody can actually help you with it,
I get what you're saying.
or
Yeah.
tutor you with it, or at least you know it's something that you can achieve. Because a lot of times what you don't want is discouragement. You think it's discouragement, but it's really not for you. I mean, you ain't gonna be able to do it.
But do you think there's a limit on dreams though? Like, do you think there's a limit on a dream or a passion that you have? Like, you should limit yourself. Like, I don't think you should limit yourself.
Depends
I think
on
you should
how
try to limit it.
dangerous it is
I
to
guess
me
so.
sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Or like I said, depending on how impossible it is.
Mm.
Okay, let's say you want to moonwalk on lava.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you
Yeah,
know.
that's it, yeah.
See, like I'm not gonna encourage you to do that.
Right.
I'm just gonna be like, oh boy, like,
Right.
hey man, let me know when you make them shoes.
Okay.
You know, because you're gonna be making a lot of money if you can make something where you can moonwalk in lava, not sink, whatever you gonna do. You see what I'm saying? So make the dream real.
So there's no limit on realistic dreams.
No. Well, here's the thing. Some people don't even really have a particular dream or goal.
Mm.
Seriously, because they just be satisfied working, and they just may want a car or something, a material, so they work for that, or they want the vacations. But I'm talking about, like, I want to start a movement. You know what I'm saying? I want what I be dreaming about is far past what, you know what I'm saying, a lot of other people may think, but mine isn't unattainable.
Right.
I would say, and I've learned how to tone certain things down. Like, you can't reach everybody. Everybody ain't meant to, you know what I'm saying, to be on the same level in the same plane. I can't change people's minds that are made up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I had to learn when it comes to, like you say, is there limits to certain dreams? Yeah, there are, because limitations to what someone may perceive I'm doing towards them, but not what I'm gonna do for myself. Because I'm not gonna set up nothing, you know what I'm saying, that I'm gonna chase and never be able to do.
The hardest thing that I believe is when you try to live towards your dreams, but it seems like, and you're gonna talk about this in your when it seems like life just keeps getting in the way.
Hey, them distractions. Like I say, wrong information can be a distraction. Negative friends can be a distraction. And then I was telling, like I said, that time-consuming habits that take away from your goal.
Give me an example of what a negative friend would do
All right,
to
blackball you, or say something like, let's say they got a cameraman that you may need, and they tell the cameraman to charge you more.
Oh, okay.
Or they be like, man, I don't really care, I don't like him, so now the cameraman don't want to deal with you. Or
they say something like, I see you on your little podcast.
I mean, see now, yeah, they say that, but you know, you see me though.
Right.
When you say adjectives like "little,"
right,
I know you on one.
Right, your little.
So
podcast.
I'm not gonna even address you. I'm gonna let you be you. You've already spoken. First of all, you've given me all the attention and energy I need. So why roast you? You roasted yourself.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep it pushing. You see what I'm saying? Because that not affecting my pockets.
Right.
Or what I'm doing. Like, if you feel like that, hey man, you can log off.
Sometimes I think that, this is my opinion, I think that we set goals and dreams for ourselves, and we look at the mountain or whatever it is that we need to climb to achieve this, and we give up even before we start.
So that's the thing. Then that's a defeatist mindset. Then I'm gonna say that's not meant for you, cause I'm gonna keep pushing. And like I always say, when you say something like, you don't have to believe in my dream because you're not me. You're not gonna take the steps that I take. You're not gonna walk in my shoes. If you walk beside me, and you're gonna have to do what I do. And if not, I'm not gonna have any less respect for you, because this ain't your dream.
Right. You know, one thing I see, and this is just with entertainment, when it comes to people trying to live their dreams entertainment, is the fact that a lot of people who work in, not you, but a lot of people who are in entertainment, rappers, singers, and artists alike, think that they shouldn't work in order to help finance their dream. Like, you get what I'm saying? Work your job to help finance this thing, so you could get to where you need to get to further and faster. This is how I feel.
So I look at it like, I'm gonna make money no matter what.
Right.
Like a starving artist is not appealing to me.
Right.
See, I used to be trying to be like they fed you that like, oh man, shit, I'm gonna get that $1 million deal. You know what I'm saying? Then I started getting realistic with it and like, hold on, first of all, like I'm me. I ain't begging nobody to be signing me on. I mean, like I can make money on my own. I gotta pay for studio time myself or something like that. Then why am I begging you to do something for me? Should I buy the equipment and then charge y'all? So do what you doing. You know what I'm saying? Like when you come from a background of hustlers, like we don't stand down. We stand up.
Do you think that? But do you think that problem right there is one of the reasons, in your opinion, in my opinion too, that a lot of artists just don't get any further because they just refuse to do what is necessary to finance their dream?
So yeah, I know some people that won't clock in. I like, man, I clock in on the block and I clock in on the clock. Like, and I got a clock, and they know what that means. But either way it go, you want to make money. You want to be sustain your lifestyle. And I don't want to ask somebody for something. I want to invest in myself. So I look at it like, whether you have a 9 to 5 or not, if you in a room full of certain people, you supposed to be there. So there have been times like I was on stage with celebrities, rhyming, hopped off the stage and clocked in. Straight in the same shit that I was rhyming in with these folks, Grammy folks, bruh. So it's like, it didn't make me, man. You know what I'm saying? I make me. Okay. So that's how I look at it. Like, and if you, that's the point. Like, you're a human, a man or a woman before you're an artist. So you may embody art, but you still have to make sure that you're okay. Like you got bills to pay. You got to eat out in this bitch. That's the point so I'm like, man, ain't no, like I said, to your dreams, you have to put certain ego and pride aside and have a certain type of humble factor to yourself, so that you don't come in this bitch looking scraggly and scruffy and they be like, see, that's another thing. When somebody got to put you on, they hold that over you now. And they got power over you. Yeah, most definitely. Put this nigga on, man. Hey, boy, you want nothing till I shine your ass up. Right. And I'm like, nah, bruh, you really lowballing in this bitch. See what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's how you feel? Like, no, I ain't signed to no kind of contract, bruh. You don't owe me nothing. I don't owe you nothing. I got a song called that. You see what I'm saying? I don't owe these niggas nothing. I don't want no loan. I don't let nobody front me. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have it all. I don't do too much stunting, nigga. But the thing is like, be you, be genuine, and finance yourself from time to time. That we just said, the investing, that was number 6 I had up there. But also, we're gonna get to knowledge and research of the dream that you want to be in. Okay. Because 9 times out of 10, everybody really just be dreaming for more finances or dreaming for a better life. And if they have a business plan, that's wonderful, because that's what the dream is going to be. You see what I'm saying? Or if they do music, that's what their dream is. Some people dream fashion, they make clothes. Some people cook. They got a catering business like my boy Mitch does. If that's part of your dream, see, he living his dream. You see what I'm saying? Shit, I hit him up over the weekend. Hey, bro, you got any plates? He like, fam, I'm out of town. You see what I'm saying? So it's like he get it too, you know. And we talk about the same thing. I talked to Alicia about my dreams, and this is why I'm having this episode, because they manifest, man. Like, it's like putting your foot on the gas. You gonna get there, ain't you? So your thought. You know what I'm saying? Put your foot on the gas with that, you gonna get there. It's a destination. Once you set that, you know what I'm saying, and put it in play, sometimes you have to practice. Practice out. Practice thinking about what you want. Practice going through it. If it, like basketball players, their dream is to make it to the NBA, so you know you gotta practice. Right. All right, well, okay, I gotta practice, which is called rehearsal for my skits. Even though my dream overall wasn't the skits, I'm still practicing something. Because that's still a building block. Oh, like Alicia would say, that's a brick. You know what I'm saying? That I'm putting down. Once you put that brick in the foundation, bro, that's set in stone. It's gonna stay there. So, like, you know, that building blocks with the practice, and then projection. So practicing sometimes also will lead to projection. When we practicing these skits and stuff, we're trying to project how that thing is gonna look. You see what I'm saying? Really, we're trying to project it to be positive. You got to be here, look at it like that. Oh man, can you imagine what the fans gonna be, or can you imagine what the stage will look like? You're projecting things. All right, so with your dream, then how do you project yourself with that?
Right.
Sometimes people just project themselves with the reward. They don't project the work that go into it. You see what I'm saying? That's part of the vision too. Rarely people see your vision. They just see you on stage, but they didn't see the vision of like how this paper right here or something. You know what I'm saying? I had to write down some things for this particular episode. That's part of my vision that's written down. And that's another thing you can do to help definitely make your dreams come to life and manifest. Write things down. Write, think, talk, think, right. move. It starts happening. Then okay, oh wow, like I done wowed myself with this one, but is your dream probably like someone else's? Okay. Because as a parent, I don't have a dream for my daughter of what I want her to be. I just want her to be successful and happy. You see what I'm saying? And I want to help her achieve whatever it is that she's dreaming.
Okay.
Simple as that. And what's dope about all of this is, man, like, she's including me in getting her degree now, because she hit me up earlier this weekend, like, Dad, it's this particular paper so that she had to do, and she was like, it's real complicated. Tell me what you think about this. So I broke that bitch down. Okay, I'm gonna give you these pointers and elaborate off of any one of these pointers, and you good to go. Thanks, Dad. Boom, got it. All right, now hit me up today. So I got to do like a little kind of like recorded interview with her.
Okay.
And guess what the topic is about?
What?
The topic is about have I ever used a tape cassette?
Of course.
Oh, exactly. And so, but the thing is I got to tell my experience of a tape. So you know I got a lot of experiences with tapes.
Okay.
So you know I'm a rock with that on her.
Okay.
She's after the tape.
Almost definitely.
You know, but I say that to be like, man, I don't have dreams for her. I just help her achieve her.
Help her.
Exactly.
And see, you hit on a good point right there. Do you believe that we need people to help us achieve our dreams? Do you think it's a necessity?
When you can't yourself, yeah, yeah, man, help somebody do something, man. Because like I said, helping always gonna make both of y'all feel better.
Okay.
So that's the only reason why I want the finances, because I know to help more. A lot of people just, ain't no way around it. We need money. Right. I've had this conversation time and time again. I got tired of beating my head against a brick wall. Like, we sitting down at the round table and we discussing our dreams, and that shit got to be financed. Right. Ain't no way around it, bro. Right. If you want transportation, like an obstacle is not having transportation. Right. I got to be on this set. I had to be at that set. I was at that set at 12 in the morning, bro. So with no transportation, how I gotta Uber, or I'm gonna waste money. You see what I'm saying? Or I gotta depend on someone else to get me there. So yeah, man, you know, you definitely need to be on point with certain things, and that'll cut back on like the obstacles that'll stop you.
Okay.
But back what I was saying was, as far as someone else's dream, like a lot of times people will have expectations for you that may contradict the dream that you have. Or their expectations. If you try to meet them, then now you're taking away from trying to be, get your dream. So I don't have expectations for people. I just have like what I will accept and won't accept. And I give people a lot of the time, sometimes the benefit of the doubt, but I'm quick on a draw. So you're not necessarily going to play me like that.
So you don't think you haven't what you want people to do and what you don't want people to do is an expectation?
I'm gonna
throw you one out.
Okay.
You've been rapping for a very long time. You probably know how to produce. You probably know how to do the engineering and all that stuff. But let's say you don't know how to engineer, and you rap this song. This is like this. This is one right here finna get you over the top. But the engineer is not engineering that thing like you want him to do it, because you expect him to have a crisp, clear sound on that audio.
And so let me tell you how I'm gonna do with this.
Okay.
I can expect that. But how am I gonna be mad at somebody whose talent ain't up to my expectations? I take my money elsewhere to somebody that can give me the sound that I need. And it's funny that you said that because I was listening to, I'm gonna tell you, man, bruh, when it come to production and sound and mixing, bro, I was listening to some Pac Scandalous on the way over this bitch, bro. And the way Daz be, them highs and them lows and making them sounds come in, bro. Like, or the way like 666 will do their songs, Outkast do their instruments and stuff, bro. Like, yeah, it's important. So I'm not gonna be mad at you, and I'm not. Why be mad if I should be mad at myself if I spend money with someone that just ain't up to par, because this is how I look at it.
But you
like,
don't know it until after you've already paid.
Well, no,
because you expect. Hold up.
No. Here's the thing: you can sit with the engineer.
Okay.
All right, so I can pay you for the session and not pay. And if I'm hearing your mixing skills and it ain't dope, or okay, so I'm gonna be like, nah, bro, this ain't it. You're gonna have to redo it, remix it, or get a friend, get somebody, you know what I'm saying, a tutor, whoever taught you, go in there and make that shit right, bro.
Okay.
Or I just have to pay you half, but I can't take no loss on this, like, bro, this, you know. But the thing, or I can just learn my lesson, pay that man, and not deal with him again, and take my single to someone, take that
but
same
song. But you do
song.
expect that
I expect no. See, here's the
to
thing.
Be right.
Here's the thing. I expect it to sound how I want it to sound. So they may not know how I want it to sound. They may, you know, unless if I sit there and I tell them, that's why you sit there with the engineer. Hey, nah, bro. And it's a lot of times, man, I will tell my producer, hey, bro, man, you ain't doing the ad-libs right? But then what people will tell me, you ain't no engineer. If I crank your ad-libs up how you want, you gonna fucking drown out the song. And they really be right, because the other people there be saying it too. And that's when I say you got to be humble before you fuck your own song up.
Right. And man, I've heard many of songs where the music was blowing out the song. You couldn't hear them singing or rapping because the music was so loud. And this was on the radio. This wasn't no, you know, in the studio getting it mixed and mastered. This was already out, published, and on the streets.
See, I'm a different person when I'm in that booth. Big Zach can tell you, like, when it's time to go, it's a formula to this thing. So, like, it's up to the producers and the engineers to they either gonna tell me, hey, bro, you peaking. You know what I'm saying? Now I know, okay, I gotta tone it down.
I love to argue with you. But you expect them to tell you that.
No, they gonna tell me that because listen. They gonna tell me because it's gonna affect how that shit sound to them. So they gonna be like, bro, I can't do my job if you gonna be yelling in this motherfucker, or if you too loud here and too low there. So, but yeah, and that's just, well, now I'm getting what you trying to say to me, though. But I mean, after being in it for so long, yeah, you have a particular expectation. But this is business, though, bro. But but this is in business, though. I'm talking about like personal relationships. I don't really have that much expectation. But
that's a different thing.
Of course,
we separate business from personal always. I get it.
Yeah, but now and there are times, bro, like my ex, because I've done it too many times. Like, I'm like, man, I don't like how they did their logo. I'm gonna have to try him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, but I bit the bullet on that. I'm like, sometimes, how am I to not pay somebody for their craft just because it's not what I want it to be? They put time in it still.
Right. Oh, I'm not saying you don't pay them because you just learn your lesson.
Exactly.
You know, hey, next time it ain't gonna be you. It's gonna be somebody else.
Yeah, exactly, man.
I've done that before. I've had somebody try to do logo for me and it was terrible, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna give you your money, but I'm not gonna deal with you next time. You get what I'm saying? Because that's just how you do it. It's business still.
Yeah. Hey, one of my burner brothers said it's all business in that booth. He on my line.
Exactly.
But, it is a business, bro. It is now, you know, when you look at it that way. Hey, but now here's the thing. Can other aspects of your life like reflect or help lead to your dream, help you achieve it, and like the overall achievement? And I'll give you an example. Like, okay, let's say your dream was to be a personal trainer, right? And in doing that, next thing you know, you become a model as well, or something like that, making extra money with that, or somebody used you as a stunt double, or you thought you was just gonna have a personal training at the gym. Next thing you know, you out there training the Hawks. So, like,
I mean, think about the influencer guy who's influenced not from his personal training video where he was running down the street racing cars and all this other his routine and stuff that's made him an influencer now. But he's still a personal. You know what I'm saying? Like he's having 100 and 200 million views on his videos, doing influencers, getting deals, doing that. But he still was a personal trainer. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, I'll tell you this too. There comes a time, because a lot of people will say this, and I know you heard this. They'd be like, man, sometimes you got to keep your dream to yourself, right?
Most definitely.
But all right, so there's sometimes if you, by sharing your dream with the right people, though, you can be helped, like cultivate that, help make that thing manifest. I was talking about that yesterday with a friend of mine, and we were sitting down and basically we manifested something overnight.
Okay.
But I was telling her, I was like, man, certain people I don't talk to about certain things or in certain ways, or I don't necessarily reveal all the gems, because it's basically almost like talking to a brick wall. Like, you know they hear you, you know they there, but the energy isn't going to be reciprocated.
Right.
You know you're going to still manifest it anyway, but it had nothing to do with sharing it with them at all. That's when I'll be like, you ain't got to tell nobody like that your dream. But like me telling you a particular dream, you see what I'm saying, in the way that we vibe and we've already talked about things and you've seen it come true. Yeah, you have some input that can help cultivate this dream to make certain things manifest.
Right.
Because as we be talking about on this podcast, it's all about communicating and networking at some point. All right, and
you
we
said
just
that
said
from
you
day
need,
one.
and we said we need support.
Right.
So you got to communicate to be able to get your support for this dream to start popping off. So with that being said, yeah, I will say, you know what I'm saying, tread lightly when you want to share your dreams with and don't just share them with everyone.
Agree. I 100% agree, because you may share your dream, to me, my opinion, you may share your dream with somebody you think is solid, and they might do everything they can to sabotage that thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
If the sabotage didn't come out at first until you told them what your dream was.
Or beat you to something.
Right,
beat you to it, you know? Another thing is important, because, like I say, when you set a realistic dream or goal, that you have to understand, like, can you determine when you have some progress or when you've gained some progress? All right, so that's why I set many goals in life to keep my power going to make the bigger dream manifest. Meaning, like, okay, I'm still doing the damn Super Bowl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I went today.
Right.
So, but with that being said, I would say that's kind of still like practicing. You know, that's something that's a bit longevity. You see what I'm saying? With on this, I still got a vision for this thing. I can take what I'm doing and put some content with that. I can make exercise an art.
That's true.
So with that being said, it's like I'm making progress with this, but I'm also making progress with my other dreams. Meaning, like, okay, this podcast is going to make even more progress because my skits are going to be making progress. And I have other things to talk about with this and other things to start, you know what I'm saying, putting on, you know what I'm saying, Misfits Media Group. And as we were talking, you know what I'm saying, we want to have meetings because we want to do some things.
Most definitely.
So all of this, watch our you know what I'm saying, our viewers, which is basically our extended family, they're going to see in the future, they're gonna be like, wow, Lab and them were talking about it, and then look at Lab in this skit, or look at Lab directing the skit. Seriously.
Right.
And I'm gonna be like, man, that's what happens when you talk, because I was on this couch with Donna. You see what I'm saying? With Mix a lot.
Right.
Now I'm on this thing, you know what I'm saying?
As your own host and your own show.
Exactly.
Right.
So, you know, that particular thing was, I say, that's some consistency going on. And at one point, Donna made me have a vision for this. Because I had to prepare myself.
Right.
And so once I saw how comfortable I was with her, then I said, the vision started coming in. You know what I'm saying? That light bulb went off in my head, and I was like, I think I could do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And here we are now.
Most definitely.
And we almost about to be, soon we're going to have a year, like more than that. So we done passed the year already.
We passed the
so
year.
we working on, because like I say, by the time that other Super Bowl come, we'll almost be like 2 years strong in this
definitely.
thing. And
but it's just a matter of manifesting, like you said, what you want to do. You see it, you visualize it, and you do it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Well, visualizing and seeing is the same thing.
I
But
definitely
you dream
had,
and visualize and do it.
Like I always say this phrase together, like, less worry and more preparation. Like, preparation takes away from where, like, if you already staying prepared, you know how they say you ain't got to get prepared. So it's like if you want to have company, but you've already got your plate set out clean and all that, you gotta, let's take the whole weekend and clean up for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Worrying, I think, will be kind of like, I'd say it's a distraction, and it blocks the blessing because it's something that you're worried about that's going to hold you from actually the movement. Like I said, we got to have our foot on the gas, you know, so
right.
A worried person may not ride fast.
So let me ask you a question. When in your opinion, when you're trying to manifest your dreams, how long do you get before you reset yourself, say, well, this ain't the way I need to go? I need to try something else, or I need to do something else because this dream that I'm trying to live, this passion that I have, is not manifesting anything. It's just doing.
What I do is I reset my perspective of or my point of view.
Right.
Because we just said vision now. So your point of view can make things feel better for you.
Okay.
Because I'll just get to this, because I was going to say, no matter what, you have to be thankful along the way of whatever goes with your dream, whether you achieve it or not.
Okay.
But back to the point of view. It's is the glass empty or half full? But if you're thirsty, you got water. Just look at it like that. Simple as that.
Right.
And now you smash either one of those, and now you onto something different. How can I get more water?
Okay.
Maybe that.
Right.
But if you be like, man, I don't know, it's half empty. I don't know, man, it's half full. You spend
It's
all day trying to figure that out. Okay, look at another approach. Weigh it. How much does it weigh? Heat it. Boil it. Do something with it. You see what I'm saying? Maybe try to put some and make something grow with it. But it's all these different things you can think about with that water besides, is it half empty or half full? So treat your dreams like that. Like, you know, and to really answer your question, I'm always going to reset each year anyway.
Okay.
But I'm not necessarily going to stop the goal. I'm going to reset the method of how I do something, because I give myself a year, and if it ain't really working, okay, maybe I might just save up money for a year then. You see what I'm saying? So that the next year, everything that I wanted to do, I just invest in that and make it start happening. You think of certain things as you go. But once again, like I said earlier in this episode, I'm a creator.
Right.
So you create avenues and ways.
Okay.
To make the dream happen.
As a creator, because I'm one too, and I have a bad habit of, as a creator, do you find yourself when trying to manifest this dream, and I guess you're already doing it, discovering other dreams, and be like, hey, I think I want to try this too, and then you're like, oh, you know what? I like this dream right here too.
Yeah.
I think I want to try this, and then before you know it, you reset yourself. Say, I got too many dreams. I need to focus on one or two things to get it done properly.
I literally have, I have those dreams, like 3 or 4 dreams. They all big, right? So I'm already living a little bit of my dream with Alicia because I'm wearing her brand, right? And so I want to wear my brand, but I also want to model my brand, so I can model her brand. See what I'm saying? So now I'm still modeling. She part of the fam, so it's success all around. And this right here is just like a preview of what we have coming down the pipeline. Okay. So it's gonna be at some point, if you don't see me wearing my clothing line, you're gonna see me wearing hers anyway. So I'm still setting my dream up by modeling this. Okay. So everything I do has a strategy to it, a point to it. You know what I'm saying? Like even my tattoos, they all got it's points to this now, because I ain't got time to waste no more. Okay. So that's why I'm talking now. I'm like, live your dream if you haven't already succeeded and finalized everything. Still live it. Like we started out, what do you want from your dream? So I want a little bit of money, right? Okay, so if that's not necessarily happening for me to help everybody, I also want to reach people. I'm doing that, right? Okay. I want to model some things. I'm doing that. I want to be doing these skits so that I can reach people and speaking to them in another way. I'm doing that. All right. I still have, you've seen some of the graphics that I have, you see what I'm saying? And you've heard some of my music. So that's there. It's still current. It's just not necessarily cycled around in the front just yet. Right. But here's the thing. When every time we go live, they hear me music-wise because you're hearing the damn song that I did. So it's still in your mind, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can break a song out right now for you if I want to, but it's not the time for that right now. The time is to, like Alicia would tell me to say, man, I need to get this shit in stone right quick. You know what I'm saying? Get these bricks to the point where they're unshakable, and then start building up with it. Make something definite. And so right now what we got, this podcast is definite. All right, we see these clothings from what she has, and we see, you know what I'm saying, vegan body art, and we see vegan leather, that's popping off. All right, now Justin Jackson, that's solidified, that's popping off. I said Justin Jackson in numerous episodes. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so now you see what I actually wore in the skit that's about to come out. And y'all gonna see it when I start posting it. And you're gonna see even more. All right. I even shouted out Truth. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
These are this is their dream, and I'm a part of it.
Right.
Bro, and being a part of their dream is gonna make my dream
manifesting yours.
Exactly. So we all winning, bro. And I ain't gonna do nothing but just speak highly and positive of it and about it. You know what I'm saying? So that when people hear it, they'll be interested. We don't do that negativity on what we have going, or oh man, I don't know. Like, if I can't make it, I can't make it. You see what I'm saying? Maybe to a rehearsal, but I don't speak down on it.
Right.
And they don't be upset. And I like, look, trust me, I'm gonna be there when you need me the most. Exactly. Right. And then I'm gonna make you proud because I'm proud. Like, that's what I be telling them. Like, man, I thank them. Like, I thank you for the opportunity, you know what I'm saying? For showing me something that I haven't seen, for letting me experience, you know, something that makes me feel better. Makes I could put this on my resume. This is in my portfolio now. You know, just sitting back a lot of times, man, and getting knowledge for free is really a dream come true. And see, people don't look at it like that. That's why I say be thankful along the way for every day, no matter what.
Right.
Be thankful for the opportunity to be an extra. You tripping because you probably ain't got no role. No, you on the set. You in a room or in an environment. I guess you're supposed to be there because you're there. So take advantage of it.
So that's another thing I wanted to ask you, but you already didn't answer it by saying that people don't. I don't think people realize that sometimes you may not be doing what your passion is as far as what your dreams and manifesting, but you may be doing something else in order to help it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, that's because, like, when you meet people that are true artists to the core, now life is fun, man. Like, it almost like it's like being a hippie,
right?
But you just like, hey, man, like you can entertain yourself because you can create. Like, I get a kick out of looking at Hitchcock, bruh.
Right.
Like, you know how old that is, man? But see, I see the art in that, in the vision in that, and I see how certain things are timeless, bruh. You know, certain things, even though people may not be popular with it, it's still there to research. Like I say, research and learn. And I also, like, I don't even really be comparing dreams and goals because mine might be the same thing someone else has, but we not the same people.
Right.
And so we can help each other, cool, but comparing it, no.
Your progress is going to be different.
Yeah, my progress has been what it has been.
Is going to be different, and your process is going to be different.
But I'll share it, and you can see, you can come along, you know what I'm saying, and watch if you're not going to disturb the flow.
Right.
Like, I had to tell a friend of mine, I was like, look, man, if somebody use your property, it's not the time for you to try to sell yourself, like what you know how to do. Like, pipe down, man. You don't even understand. Like, you putting the cart before the horse.
Right.
They're here because of you anyway.
Right.
And because I linked it up.
Right.
So just chill, and you got yourself something. Like, when I offered up my house, I didn't say, hey, man, I need to be in. They wanted me to be in it.
Right.
Of course, naturally, I already knew. Because I can see this, I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I know how to talk. But if they didn't want me in it, I'd have just been like, hey, okay.
Right.
Use it still.
Right.
That's still my property. You know what I'm saying? And then I'd be like, let me get in the pictures at least. Damn. You know? So, but, like, that's another thing. That support. I saw their vision. I saw what they wanted to do, and I jumped in and helped. Now they see my visions, and they help. Like,
so let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
In your opinion, do you think when a person is trying to manifest their dreams and live through them, that if there's something else that's going on around them that may not necessarily be a part of it, but it may can help it, and they need, and that person or that company or that individual needs some help with something, do you think they should help?
Okay.
Do you think if even if it doesn't help them progress, do you think they still should help?
I'm the type of person that, look, man, if I can do something for you and you righteous, man, and you struggling and you need that extra oomph, and I got the knowledge or I got the finances, then why not?
Right.
I mean, why not? Like, if it's somebody that I don't like, don't get along with, you're gonna have to learn it the hard way, but I still won't make it harder for you. I just won't give you the, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, there's so many people I want to help. People I don't even know. Like, that's why I'm doing this. Like,
yeah, not even just the financial part, just the, and like, I'm gonna give you an example. Me doing these podcasts, I've helped nonprofits stream certain things and you know, certain things, not to any, and even help them set up their own podcasting thing, not to any financial goal, but as an aspect of maybe this will help me reach more a different crowd, a different group of people. But all those did not necessarily turn out any progress or any rewards or anything like that. But now I'm very selective of who I will help with that. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to just jump in and start helping folks because I've hit my head on that rock too many times.
So I'm kind of the same way, because my theory is like this, man. Help, first of all, to me, it's like a voluntary type thing for me. So I'm either gonna be volunteering some labor, I'm either gonna be volunteering some time, I'm gonna be volunteering some thoughts, volunteering, you know, my ear, or volunteering money or something, you know. And at some point, everything isn't expendable just because somebody need it.
Right.
When they might not be doing something with it that they should be. So yeah, I'm understanding that. Like, and also now I keep trying to explain to certain people, like, don't be upset with me if I'm not available for you like how I am now.
Right.
When you're not taking advantage of it. When later on I'm somewhere down the line, I ain't got time for you because I'm dealing with people that want to help me. I've leveled up to a point wherein now my time is with the people at that level.
Right.
See, it could be thousands of people on the level that I want to be on, and hundreds of people right here, or even more. But once I move up, I got to deal with them. What make you think I really need to deal with you if you didn't even help put brick down? So I'm like, you know, like you just said, everybody not necessarily beating. I had to learn that the hard way because, you know, on these particular podcasts, I tell you sometimes one of my flaws was over helping, like overexerting or breaking the bank, or, you know what I'm saying, for someone, and it'll affect me some. But now, as you get closer to the finish line of realizing what you need to do, you not necessarily not helping people because you don't want to. You have to start executing what you need to for yourself to make it happen for more people.
Right, I get it.
So also, damn, like, we kind of just touched on that, but I was about to say, work with those like that don't need much convincing when you want to apply your dream, because think about how hard it is to get to your dream and to achieve what you want, right? Or to make certain things manifest. And if you got to convince somebody, that's just making it harder for you. You already got to put your energy into getting where you need to get to. If I got to convince you to come along with me, I'm wasting my time with you. I need somebody like, hey, bro, I'm right up here. You need to catch up with me. Or, hey, man, did you go to the gym that day? Or did you do this? Did you file that paperwork? Matter of fact, speaking of that, okay, yeah. So I'm getting text messages like, y'all need to check your email and sign that waiver form, or else you will not be performing. I like them messages. You see what I'm saying? Because that's like poking you, like, man, go ahead and get your business right.
Get it done.
Exactly. So, you know, you need that kind of thing. Like, you need that rather than to convince somebody of what you're trying to do. Observe how others perceive your pursuit and align yourself with those that match it, bro. Like, you know, I'm dealing with go-getters now. Like, part of my team We're gonna have role players that do exactly what they're supposed to do. And I'm gonna have people, you know what I'm saying, they trailblazers. Like they good at what they're doing. And so I don't have to do it. I don't have to worry about it. Like I didn't have to send out no messages you know, about what time I needed to be there. I needed to read the message and be there myself though.
Right.
So that's motivating to me. Like that's people making your dreams come true for you. All you gotta do is just show up.
Okay.
So, you know, once you observe who you have in your circle, man, if they moving backwards, you looking backwards. If you paying attention to them, is that the, you know, direction that you want to go, or you want to move forward?
Right.
So, I'm gonna branch off and tell you this right quick,
Okay.
because I call this the $99,000 theory.
Okay.
We just talked about this last night. All right. The same friend I was talking about that I manifest something up with, she said, hey, I want to help troubled teens, right? So I want to go, but it might take me like $99,000, right, to go to this nursing school. So I said, hey, what would you do if I just gave you $99,000, right? She named everything except go to school. I said, so what you finna spend $99,000 to go to school for? And I said, if I gave it to you, you didn't say you would go to nursing school, right? Right. She just stopped and just thought about it, right? She said she would invest in her business. Right. She said, because she said she would pay off her bills and she would save some. So I was like, damn, you could do that now, right? But, okay, where the curve is, she said, okay, well then that do make a lot of sense. That make a lot of sense. She was like, but what if I could stay where I work at now for 18 months and get them to pay for it? I was like, well, yeah, that's Gucci. If somebody else gonna pay for it, cool. Right. But I'm like, if you gonna put in, I said, what's the point of putting yourself in debt to owe that to get the knowledge that you want, right? And she was like, she said, well, I don't want a nurse to have to tell me what my job is if I want this business. I said, cool, I get that, right? But I was like, man, do the 18-month thing then, because with the $99,000, you can invest in the business that you're talking about, and then you can go back to school. You ain't got to worry about that $99,000. You probably be able to do what you need to do, or get somebody to teach you what you need to know without having to spend that much money. But it was weird that before you just said you might have to spend 99 racks to go to school, and then when I told you if I give it to you, you didn't mention going to school.
Change the tone.
Hey, bruh. So you see how money can change a dream quickly,
right,
or change a vision because you can invest. So I want to be able to do that for somebody. Just like that, it stopped her from having to put some time in and go stress yourself out over, because I done dated a nurse, bro. I helped her get her NCLEX, you know what I'm saying, and pass all these tests and graduate through nursing school, bro. Right. And I can tell you, after helping her write these papers, you know, because she's Dominican, you know, and had like a different kind of, you know, translation block. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So with that being said, bro, I can tell you, man, studying that and finding out where all the pressure points in your veins. I did not let her shoot, you know what I'm saying? Did not let her use them syringes on me, y'all. I was like, you're going to have to practice on that cantaloupe or something like that, or whatever that is. But you ain't doing it on me. Right. But then everybody be like, oh, you got nice veins. You can't even see them now with these tats. You can leave them veins where they at, Dracula. But, yeah, so, you know, that's another, helping people with their dreams. Their dream may be to get that degree. So that's what I was doing. And now, look at that. Look at how the universe is blessing me. All right, and so I say, stop doubling back to include people or methods that are not working progressively for you. And that's when you were asking me, like, do you change some things and stuff like that? Right. Yeah, like seasons, you know what I'm saying? For each season, something you got flowers that bloom, you know what I'm saying? You got to change this shit up with yourself too. You want to always have some type of growth, be it mentally and physically, if you can, as you gain wisdom and get older. But definitely, man, to achieve these dreams, I would say, yeah, like it's like purging, out with the old, in with the new, especially if the wheels aren't turning, always progressing forward, because stagnation in the dream doesn't mean you won't achieve it, but I would only have the stagnation when life lives, you know what I'm saying, when it's something that you can't control, so that you don't depress yourself. But other than that, you have to look at it like you can. If you're always working forward towards your dreams, then you've never failed. You're succeeding in it. I mean, you gotta try to get there.
Right. The starting of it is success. If once you start it, there's no time limit on how quickly it takes you to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then like a lot of times there'll be levels that, like I say, if your dream has stages to it, that people will see it. You don't even have to say it. It could be seen and heard because, well, not heard, but you don't have to say it because they can see the level up. Or they can, man, you have a glow when certain things start happening for you. Like if you, let's say if this episode got 30 million views, you would probably walk into your office a little bit different tomorrow.
Little bit
like just a little bit like, yeah, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We did it or something like that.
Progress is being made.
Yeah, okay, I guess they like this one, man. My dream came true with the dream episode or something, you know. But that's why, like, it set some things so it can be seen, you know, and then also people will sometimes invest in that. They can see something in you, you know what I'm saying, because you're doing something.
Right.
If you just sit back and you don't apply anything towards your dream, like I say, you better be phenomenal. Or you better just somebody, you know, right place at right time, that type of stuff, you know. And that's not always for everyone. Like I say, you know, everybody doesn't have that charisma and stigma about them that they can just go anywhere and it's gonna magically manifest for you with you not even thinking about it. So. Right. But also I look at it like once you start understanding the power of manifesting things, because you may not, like, you can make other things happen to make you happy along the path of your dreams, because it's really about making things that you want to happen. Some things it's harder to make happen. You see what I'm saying? Your dream is a hard dream. It's the thing that you want the most is gonna be the hardest to get. It might take a lifetime to get it. That's why people have bucket lists and things like that. So set some things up that you can accomplish. And that way, you know, you still are leveling, you still are achieving, you never stop trying to reach that goal of that dream. Okay, let's say somebody's dream was to squat 7,000 pounds, man. Okay. And it's really dope. And on the road to it, they got up to 3,000. And in their head, they like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, I did it. You know what I'm saying? So they're not gonna think they never made their dream. They're gonna be like, I'm climbing towards it. You see what I'm saying? I'm reaching towards it. If they never get there, they're gonna be like, man, I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? They might get to 500. Right. But guess what? They'll be doing more than what you have been doing. And in their mind, they still where they want to be. Making progress. You see what I'm saying? Or now they look at it like, oh, I might not reach that 7,000. But look what I look like. Right. See what I'm saying? And look what I can do in trying to reach that. See, them be them goals, them subliminal goals that you don't focus on. That's why I say you got to be happy along the way. And you'll be surprised at what you're achieving before you even get to the thing, because it's all about what we talked about. Well, what I said, my dream is to start helping a little bit more people, so I need the finances. But it's everything else that you magically achieve and it's making you happy along the way. You live in the dream as you achieve it. Right. That's how I had to start doing it. I changed the perspective. Instead of like doing one thing and wanting that one thing to be the everything that I can do, I said, you know what? Well, if I'm creating music, I can create this. What if I made a painting and the painting made me $45 million? But I'm sitting up here thinking all I want to do is rap. And you never tap into anything else that you can do. You can skin a cat multiple ways. Bro, so like that's what we do. Right. The door is open now. Like I used to be like, man, I need somebody to crack the door. Now I kick the door open. This door is open right now. This is the portal right here on Misfits Media. That's right. So, you know, people can join or they don't have to. That's right. But it's already going. Ride or not. Yeah, it's already going. All right, now another thing that I'm gonna say, part of this dream, because I wanted to mention this on our weekend recap. Okay. But all right, so it's putting me in people's presence, even when I'm just chilling and enjoying myself at a public place, like at a restaurant. So like I said, I met two women, you know what I'm saying? And man, just the conversation is about a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell that these two women you can manifest something by talking to them.
Right.
And so like, it got to the point where when the conversation was over, like not the conversation, but when everybody ate and we pretty much had to go. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna leave earlier, but due to
good
Miss
conversation.
due to Sarah with an H offering me some, she offered me some conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Some stimulation in your mind.
Conversation, stimulation. Then there was Danielle there, by the way, and I just said, hey, look, I ordered something else because the talk wasn't. It's not like people are trying to date. It's like people are trying to find information.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then in getting to know people, you see what you can relate with and relate to. So come to find out, now I know a banker.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So with that being said, now I'm trying to do business. So
figure out what you need to make this business,
bruh,
finance this
a banker,
business. Right.
Like, that sounds interesting. I'm about to start picking her brain, you know, and seeing where this go to. But she did offer me some food too.
Right.
Yeah. So she put me onto that. You know what I'm saying? I had to,
right.
Ate a little bit, to see what it was. It was like baby cabbages. You know what I'm saying?
What's those Brussels sprouts?
Exactly. Exactly. I wanted to see if you knew, bro.
Brussels sprouts?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
She offered me some Brussels sprouts, bro, and they were grilled, right? And so I was like, they taste like baby cabbages. I was like, no, I'm gonna do Brussels sprouts. I'm gonna say maybe some asparagus. But I was like, okay, yeah, I'll try that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all right,
Okay.
I ate them, you know what I'm saying? And then I had some bread pudding and then got up out that thing. But I say that to say this. So now that those seeds were planted with that conversation with Sarah with an H and Danielle, we about to see, where this leads to. I think we need to run that back. You know what I'm saying? Because she actually said at some point in the conversation, "What, you trying to hire me?" And I was like, damn, I like how that sounds.
Right,
right. I can use some people on my team. Definitely I could use a banker.
Right.
So I think we're gonna have to, like I say, run that back and
see where that go. See where it take you to.
See where that go.
What part of the dream what part of the dream puzzle that can fit in?
There you go. Because like I said, there was a reason that I met her. Or them.
Most definitely.
I didn't have to go there. As a matter of fact, I stopped by home first and was like, man,
am I gonna go or what?
Yeah, I was like, I checked on Mom Dukes and them, you know what I'm saying, Pops, and I was like, let me go on up here and have some of this apple ale real quick.
Right.
And get me, what did I have to eat that day? Bruh, I had a Cobb salad, man.
Have you ever had one before?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
And so, I'm just chilling. And next thing you know, boom, here we go.
Right.
So, yeah. And we got a viewer, a subscriber. She subscribed, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, And you never know who you sit next to. Yeah, exactly. So, with that being said, man, everybody that tunes in to me, like, they actually are part of making my dream come true. Because we need viewers. We need supporters. And we said that before all of this, and I hope I'm helping somebody dream come true, or at least encouraging them, you know what I'm saying, to follow on that path. You never give up. You know what I'm saying? Never give up. Continue, because I believe in you if someone else doesn't. And always believe in yourself as well. All right, so with that being said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight, and I think I'm going to see y'all again next week. Don't know what I'm going to talk about, but I'm going to make that shit live. Appreciate it. Holla at y'all.
Yeah. Grams leaders CCs, pounds. Close close cap, close call, close encounter, close up, pounds of liters of grams, get your dose up, cut this up, host up, and get dosed up. This for them voted like the movie, make the most of. Monday night at 8, I can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates, for them folk they can't relate. I got to elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that death, dummy blind. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in no trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm relentless for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that true serum hooked directly through your veins. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch a close up. Close up, close up, a close up, grams of it. 2 liters of it, close up, pounds of it. Pounds of it, yeah, grams of it, liters of it, pounds, get your dosed up, dosed up,